Well, good morning, everybody. It's March 9th, Columbus, Ohio. It is a balmy 65 degrees today. It's going to be a hot one. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys and kind of talk to you a little bit. And some of you new guys, some of the guys that have been driving for a while, I just kind of want to touch the basis on happiness in trucking and safety in trucking. Because there's a lot of guys out there, I think, that we just forget. We've been on the road for a long time. I got my CDL in 1998, 22 years ago. I know I don't look that old. I look awful young and pretty, but it's been a while. But anyhow, the main thing I wanted to touch on is I see a lot of guys that do a lot of tailgating, and it drives me nuts. I mean, in the world that we live in today, half these companies and stuff like that, the company trucks, they govern them to, 65, 62, 70. And then I see these guys that one guy's running 69 and the other guy's running 70, and he's like flies up and he'll get half a car length off the other guy's bumper, and he'll flip on his turn signal. He'll get over and think he's going to pass the guy. Well, here's the deal. We get into accidents when we do that. And the reason why we get into accidents because we hold up a line of traffic 10 miles long as it takes 3 miles to pass the person next to you. So what happens is these four-wheelers come up and they sit there and they start tailgating. I know everybody's seen them. They get over and they start swerving over off to the median a little bit, looking around you to the left, looking around you to the right, wondering what's holding you up. Well, they don't understand that you can only go so fast. So what happens is you finally get up there and you get over, then you get 10 or 15 cars behind you, and there's always that one guy driving that four-wheeler that decides that he's pissed and he's going to show you how he feels. So he's going to drive up alongside you when you finally get in the slow lane. He's going to flip you the bird. He's going to cut right in front of you real quick, jam on his brakes, do whatever he can do to piss you off, and then we'll end up hitting him. Then you know what's going to happen from there? You're going to lose your job and something's going to happen. This is what I'm asking you and kind of saying to you for safety. I know it sucks getting stuck behind somebody slow. I drive trucks that go pretty fast. They'll get up the road and cook with some Crisco, you know what I mean? But here's the deal. When you do that and you get into that accident, it's going to be your fault. It's always going to be your fault, no matter what, even if it isn't your fault. Unless you got a camera that shows where that person jumped over and slammed on his brakes in front of you, you're toast. You're going to lose your job, or you're going to get, sued by whoever and whatever's family. Even if the guy didn't get a scratch on him, you're going to get sued. Something's going to happen. All right. The other thing that really, really, really kind of gets me is you taking off. A lot of times you see guys and they get at the line and they want to take off as fast as they can go from every single light. Then wherever they get to, they go to unload their trucks, and then you got crap falling all over the place. Then you get stuck at the shipper, you hold everybody up, and then one person gets held up, then another person gets held up. Then guess what happens? Somebody's in a bad mood. And when somebody's in a bad mood, they start aggressively driving, they get more and more pissed off, they start cutting cars off because you've held somebody up. It takes you an extra minute and a half throughout your day if you just take off slow, take care of your freight. What's in the back of that truck it's a commodity. If it takes 10 minutes extra in your day, worst case scenario, you take off slow, you take your turns slow, whatever, so you don't dump everything all over in the back. People are going to unload you faster. They're going to be happier when they see you because they know that you're going to take care of the stuff, and they're going to say, hey, that guy's truck's going to be easy. Let's unload him first. So try. Just try. Take a little pride in what you're doing. Go slow. Stop slow. Don't jam on your brakes. Don't make turns 90 mile an hour trying to go as fast as you can go around turns. The worst thing you can do is shift your load in the back of a trailer on a turn. I hauled livestock for a long time. And I can tell you right now, those cows, when they're in the back of that trailer, they don't say, oh, God, we're going into a turn. Let's all lean to the left. They're going to go where, gravity forces them. If they're standing there, they're going to lean all their weight to the right because that's where gravity is pushing them. And what's going to happen? You're going to be going around a turn. All of them cows are going to flip over to one side. And guess what? Your trailer and you are going to go for a little ride. It's going to be a little rodeo. And you ain't going to be happy. And it's going to hurt. But this is my whole point. It doesn't matter what you're hauling. It's going to shift. Anything can happen in the back of that trailer. You don't know. You don't have a camera back here to look at it and say, it's holding pretty good. I can take this turn at 45 around this off ramp. Some of them we take it a lot faster than what we should. And that's where you get your rollovers. That's where you get all these little accidents that happen. And one accident that you cause or somebody else causes is going to hold everybody else up. When everybody else gets held up, everybody else has a bad day, everybody else starts driving aggressive, being pissed. You know, who wants to have a bad, shitty day? Take an extra 5-10 minutes of your day. Slow down on your turns. You want to go fast on the straightaway, you got a wide open road and you can go 70 mile an hour, 75, 80, 90, whatever, you know, do it, but do it cautiously. You know, I think we get too aggressive. I know there's been times I've been pissed off and been aggressive and been right up on somebody's ass because I feel like they're holding me up and I want to go down the road. Then I start thinking about it. Man, I'm going to end up making that guy nervous. I'm going to make the people behind me pissed off. I'm going to make the person in the hammer lane pissed off because I'm obviously not going to be going as fast as half these four-wheelers. I mean, hell, I've seen them guys pass me at 95 mile an hour. And I'll be cooking down the road and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'll look at my speed, look at that. Look how fast they're going, and it's like a blur. I mean, everybody's seen it. Everybody on the road, I know you have seen the person in the hammer lane just going way faster than what he should be going. Whether it be in the snow, ice, whatever. You know, slow down. If you really, really think about it, say the speed limit's 65 and your truck will do 70, okay? And you're 2 hours away from where you're going to go. If you go that extra 5 mile an hour faster and you're breaking the speed limit for whatever reason, you know, you're going to go 10 minutes off of your day. 5 miles an hour, 65 to 70, is an extra 10 minutes. So it takes you 10 minutes longer to get there to be safe versus to be an asshole and crash into somebody or rear end somebody because you're tailgating or drive aggressive because you're pissed off. Slow down. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. If you have a straightaway and you can get away with it, and you know that there ain't no bears sitting in the middle of the road or hiding in the trees or hiding in the bushes, and you got plenty of room, do your thing, you know, let her roll. But at the same time, be cautious. You know, I think we as a whole, we think of our time as money, which it is, but at the same time, you gotta be careful. That's the most important thing. You know, take care of your load, slow down, don't jam on your brakes, don't accelerate. I mean, some of these automatic trucks I've seen people driving, damn things will flat out launch. I've seen them Volvos take off with crazy amounts of weight in the back of them, and their transmission is designed to not go high speed, it's designed to go low end torque, which means it's going to fucking go, right? So those are the guys, the foreigners generally, no offense meant, anybody that's watching that might be foreign, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that come over that speak no English that get in these automatic Volvos, and you look in the back of their trailer when they get to where they're going, and it looks like somebody set off a damn bunch of M4 grenades. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I don't know if it's an M4 grenade, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. The main thing is take your time, go slow, okay? The other thing I want to touch on is happiness in trucking, okay? If you are happy with what you're doing, with what you're hauling, your day is going to feel better. It's going to feel lighter. Running cows is a stressful job at times. It is a blast. I promise you, if you ever get into hauling cattle, you'll never want to swing doors again. Right now, unfortunately, guess what? I'm at a place with docks. Swinging doors. So, temporary. I will be back to hauling cattle. But here's my thing. If you are happy with what you're doing, the money is good. Most of the time. For most of us that have been on the road for a while, the money gets pretty good after a while. You new guys that are starting up, you know, it's going to be a little rough for you for a while. I mean, I hear stories about guys making $400 a week trucking. But at the same time, it's temporary. Eventually you'll get into the places, the jobs, whether it be a company, you know, whether you're doing lease operator, which I do not recommend to most people. Lease operating is not a great avenue because some of these big companies, they screw you on your leases. They're going to cheat you every way they can cheat you, okay? But once you get into being an owner-operator, I mean, you can make good money. You can make great money if you really get into it. I mean, you know, average, I'm hearing from a lot of guys that are running like owner-operator stuff, doing the door swinger, you know, whether it be, you know, dock to dock, whether it be they get on a contract with somebody, whatever, they're making $250 a mile decently. I mean, if I'm wrong, feel free to comment below. You can tell me, hey, you're crazy. It's, $1.50 a mile right now, or $3 a mile, whatever. Cattle, if you get into cattle, you can make a lot more money. I mean, average cows, you're going to run $4 to $8 a mile. Just depends on where you're going. I mean, there's lots of perks and benefits to hauling cattle. Anything really agriculture related, you get a lot of ag exemptions. Like cattle, we get a 3-hour ag exemption, or 175 miles from where we load from. So say I want to pick up a load a mile away. I could go load those cows, then drive 175 miles or 3 hours, depending on which scenario plays out first, off the books. It's called on-duty driving. And you write down on your logbook, we run paper logs for cattle, off-duty driving ag exemption, 3 hours. Then wherever you get to, you unload, whatever. Generally, you may get a couple hours sleep. Then if you want to, you can mark down where you took off and what time you got there and so on and so forth in your book. Then you can start driving up the road again. Say you're picking up a load, say you picked up a load here, drove 3 hours, where you're dropping it is 6 hours away, okay? You can go there, unload, drive a mile down the road, load another load of cows, then you get another 3 hours worth of ag duty, driving off-duty, ag off-duty driving. So you get another 3 hours of free driving, for lack of better words. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a little sip, dry. But anyway, what I'm saying is there is great money to be made in trucking. The main thing is try to be happy. No matter what you do, I don't care whether you're a truck driver, whether you plow fields, whether you cut grass, whether you run a little street sweeper and you're sweeping the streets. If you're happy in what you do and you feel confident about what you're doing, that's the most important thing in the world. I think a lot of times we feel like we're stuck in a rut. We're driving for a company and we're just not happy and we just get depressed. Life just starts to really, really weigh on you. There is nothing worse than sitting behind the wheel of this truck when your family's at home and you're like, man, I just wish I could go see my family. Wish I could spend time with them. It's a nice day outside. I'd do anything if I could fire up my smoker and cook some ribs or brisket or whatever. Me, I'm a brisket guy, so feel free. If you ever cook brisket and you have a little left over, call me. I'll come over and try it and we'll see if it's good or not. But anyway, be happy. Slow down on your turns. Go fast when you can go fast, because Lord knows we all need to get where we're going. Everybody's on a schedule these days. But be careful. It is not going to kill you. If it takes you an extra 10 minutes to get there, it takes you an extra 10 minutes to get there. If you got an appointment and you're going to be late to the appointment, say you got an 8 o'clock in the morning appointment and you're hauling ass and you're trying to get there and it's going to be 8:05 when you get there, or 8:10 when you get there, 8:15, y'all know good and damn well when you get there, they ain't going to be ready for you anyway. You're still going to be sitting. You're going to waste your time sitting there on the clock. Most ELDs, whatever, paper logs, different story. But anyway, you're going to be sitting no matter where you go. You're going to end up wasting time throughout the day. And I know it all can add up to an extra hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, hell, sometimes 4 or 5. But at the same time, if you get where you're going and you're happy, then you're the hero. If you get where you're going and you're pissed off and your freight's thrown all over the place and nobody can get it off, it takes them an extra hour to unload it because they got to restack shit to be able to put a forklift underneath it to pull it out, guess what? Then you're the dickhead. The hero is the person that gets there safe and on time, not the guy that gets there and his crap's thrown all over the place and he's got 5 other trucks waiting to get unloaded and they can't get unloaded on their appointment time because the guy in front of them's freight's thrown all over the place. And I know it's not always your fault. It's not always my fault. I mean, shit happens. People at the shipper could have barely wrapped it up or put it on there crooked or whatever, or has it all in the middle, so every time you make a turn it flips to one side or the other. I mean, it is what it is. If you can look at it before you shut the doors, look at it and make sure that you're going to be okay. If you got a couple straps in your truck and you look at your freight and you're like, I don't think that's going to make it, throw a strap on it. In another scenario, say you're picking up something and you got like a city guy that's going to unload it, and you know that there's a possibility that when those doors open up, that freight could fall out and land on top of somebody, Jesus Christ, put some straps on it, because that other person that's going to pick it up, you may not even know who it is. You may drop it off at a drop yard somewhere, and, you know, Bob the builder comes over, and he's got to pick up that trailer with his little day cab and drive it over 10 miles to wherever it's got to get unloaded at. And he goes to open up the door, and guess what? Freight's falling all over him. Well, that's your fault. Or the shipper's fault, either which way, but it could have been somewhat prevented. Put a couple straps on it. Make sure that it ain't going to fall on top of somebody and kill them. You know, I know a guy that, you know, he passed away, but he was a flatbedder. He had all kinds of steel rolls and big giant pipes, like underground piping, on there in that steel roll, and he went to open up that strap that somebody else loaded, and guess what? It was put on there crooked, and it toppled over on top of him, and he ain't here no more. You know, he's gone. His family ain't going to see him. There ain't no more Christmas. Ain't no more, hey, Dad, I miss you. It's something happened. You know, we have a dangerous job. Trucking is number 14, if I remember right. Maybe it's number 7. I can't remember. 7 or 14 of the most dangerous jobs in the world because of what we do. You know, we get into crashes. We can get crushed by our freight. Hauling cows, I couldn't tell you how many times I've been damn near killed in the back of a trailer. I've seen people killed in the back of trailers. That kind of stuff happens. It's a real reality. It's real life. You know, I broke my neck. I was laid up for 6 months. Could have been way worse. Broke the C5 in my neck. One more vertebrae up, I wouldn't have been able to breathe, and I'd have been paralyzed for the rest of my life. You know, 6 months off, not doing anything. Then from there, I needed to start working again, which is exactly why I'm looking at them docks down there. You know, eventually that'll change. I'll get back to hauling cows again. But stuff happens. We just got to be slow. I know that camera's a little shaky. I'm holding my phone. I hope you can hear this okay. But anyway, I know I've rambled long enough. Hell, this video is almost 16 minutes long now. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day. I hope everybody stays happy, stays positive. You're here to make money. That's why we're here. And I don't know about you guys, but there is no greater feeling than being on the open road and going. Rush hour traffic sucks. It happens. Being at a dock sucks. This phone right now, you can feel it shaking, or see it shaking around, I guess, rather. But, you know, we're bouncing all over the place because they're in the back of the trailer unloading. But I'm here. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. I hope you have a good day, brother. No matter what, have a good day. Stay positive. Go home. See your family. Spend time with your family when you can. Cook out. You know, enjoy what you have. Enjoy the life that you have, because there are a lot worse things you could be doing. You look at all them weirdos out in California living homeless in the street, sticking needles in their arms. You could be that guy, but you're not. You're working. Be happy. You got a good life, good job, good career, I should say. Good path for a great career. Just do what you got to do. Make your money. Be safe. Slow the hell down when you're tailgating somebody. Back off a little bit. If you think you're going a mile an hour faster than the next guy and the other guy's going 69, you're going 7, you're going to hold up a mile of traffic, back down to 68. 1 mile an hour. Slow down. Let everybody else pass. Make sure you got plenty of room. Then try to accelerate. If you notice that you're trying to pass him and he starts going up a hill and he's a little bit lighter than you, so he stays at that 69 and you drop down to 68, drop down to 67, 66, whatever, back off, get back behind him, let them cars pass. Let the four-wheelers get by you. Because you're just going to piss them off, and they're going to get pissed and cause you an accident. They're going to swerve at you, they're going to tailgate you, they're going to flash the bright lights, they're going to blind you, whatever. They're just going to be dickheads. They're going to be four-wheelers. They are what they are. Slow down. It's not going to kill you. Have a good day. Love you guys.